Hello skincare people, welcome back to the Age Traveler channel, to the Perfect Formula series, where we talk about things that you will never hear elsewhere. Today we're gonna go deeper, digging into the mysteries of hydration, which despite being something which is so obvious and talked about, maybe I'll be able to surprise you and tell you something you never heard about natural moisturizing factor. Stay tuned. In the previous video of this series, we closed saying very bold statement that skin should be the hero and not the product. Today, you'll begin to understand why. Because we will focus on things that our skin is doing, manufacturing, producing by itself, and how that should be the model for a good skincare approach. The best skincare approach should always be the most skin friendly, because skin as a defensive organ is like a policeman. Skin detests what skin cannot understand. Things which are unknown, which are hard to grasp, are the things which are not welcome to our skin. So we go back to our perfect formula pyramid. By the way, if it's the first time you are in the channel, I will link here the previous video where I explained the concept of the pyramid. So today we are in the basis of the pyramid, and the basis, like in any good architecture, we are talking about a solid ground where then we can build something higher and higher and higher, so that your mirror age it's much less than your passport age. So the basis of the pyramid brings four elements, which will most likely be the theme for the next coming four videos. And they are hydration, energy, UV protection, and anti-inflammatory. Probably the hydration and the UV protection are the most self-explanatory. The energy and the anti-inflammatory will be more revealing and more surprising. So today we talk about hydration, and I want to talk about hydration the way the skin wants me to talk about hydration. Cosmetically speaking, hydration is always, of course, from outside in. And outside in will mean to support and to boost our natural moisturizing factor. So what is this NMF in the end of the day? It's all that biological cocktail of different nutrients, different lipids, different humectants, which our skin is producing itself. So my friend, before we talk about specific products and I give you my personal point of view and advice which products formulated around NMF are the most interesting, I think you could also, before that, think about playing Sherlock Holmes. And I will, in the description box, have an entire list of the NMF components which are listed in the ingredient list, in the INCI list of the products that you might have home, and that Sherlock Holmes job probably will put you at ease, because you will realize that you do have home maybe some products which are already well formulated according to the wishes of the skin, containing a significant part of the NMF. So these ingredients will be divided in categories like amino acids. So when you see names like proline, serine, hydroxyproline, histidine, etc., those are amino acids which belong to the natural moisturizing factor. You will find lipids and triglycerides like cholesterol. You will find, and it's funny to hear cholesterol because you might associate to something negative, but it's great that you have byproducts of cholesterol, good cholesterol in the surface of your skin, because otherwise your skin will be always constantly dry. You have urea, you have also acids which are organic acids like lactic acid, the only AHA which naturally belongs to the skin. And I know I sound like a broken record, which maybe I am, but I'm a broken record for a reason with the best intention, which is to really make this mental detox, because nobody is really talking to you about how relevant it is to use skin identical ingredients. And sometimes I read complex articles about AHA, PHA, BHA. Up there in the pyramid, we'll get there. But all these articles talk about the molecular weights, the pH values, the activity and the potential to sensibilize the skin, while people could simply, as I always say, that's why I'm a broken record, to step back and just ask what belongs to the skin. Lactic acid, it's the only AHA which is naturally occurring to the skin. So if you think this way instead, which is very simple, which is always logical, if it's naturally occurring to the skin, it's always the gentlest and the safest. So there you are, a bonus which is not part of the video. If you want to know which is the safest, always AHA, it's the lactic acid, which is an element of the natural moisturizing factor. So I will have that on the list so that you can simply go to the description box and you can see all the ingredients and go back to your skincare, because that's the first thing you should do. Because if it's the case that all products you are using are really missing out in most of these elements, if you don't find any of those ingredients in the ingredient list of what you have home, then you should think twice. And you should consider adding one of the products that we will talk right now. So first I will talk, and you will not take it wrong, I will talk of two products I developed for Swiss Line, and two products which are exactly structured around this idea of being entirely a support, give back to the skin its goodness in the shape of a cocktail mirroring the natural moisturizing factor. So we're talking about the Source Booster, which as a bonus also has 1.5% hyaluronic acid, but that's up the pyramid. I will not talk now about hyaluronic acid. But the Source Booster, it's the perfect choice for you in the sense that you have the natural moisturizing factor key elements in a serum, in a booster form that you can actually mix in the palm of the hand with all your skincare. We also have a cream called Smart Cream, which tops on top of the natural moisturizing factor, also with many other ingredients you will find in the pyramid, like ATP, madecassoside. And I will always talk about products from other brands which I have tried and which I believe can bring you real good. So Peter Thomas Roth, the Water Drench Cloud Serum. Peter Thomas Roth has many interesting products in this water drench collection. If you want to think creams, I mentioned the Smart Cream from my Swiss line. I will also add, because the Smart Cream, I must say, we're talking about a gel cream, so it fits very well, combination, younger skin profile or people who like lightweight, but it's not a solution for a dry skin, which also needs lipids. So for that, I think Biologique Recherche Vegederm cream, it's probably in this philosophy of the NMF. That's what we were talking about. Products based, anchored in this idea of giving back to the skin all its biological elements. You will see with future videos, probably I will refer often to Biologique Recherche, which is a brand I believe also mirrors these values of being very close to the skin. Are there any ways to go about rebuilding our natural moisturizing factor? So we've seen serums, we've seen creams, can also be a mask. And for masks, I will bring you two. I will bring you one which is just coming out very recently. I've just tried it, and I think, as all Drunk Elephant products, it brings a fantastic texture, a very pleasant and very interesting formulation at a price level which is not as high as Biologique Recherche and My Swiss Line. So Drunk Elephant, you have the F-Balm Hydrolytes, which is a very interesting way to go, where you play with minerals and you play with this idea of charging skin with energy as well. And the F stands for vitamin F. You have some very curious white spheres containing this vitamin, which makes this mask that can be like an overnight mask. There's another way to go. So if your skin is lacking hydration, if you've been using more boring hydrators, which do not contain significant amounts of natural moisturizing factor, instead of changing all your creams, you can add a serum, or you can do often a mask which is charging your skin. So Drunk Elephant F-Balm would be a choice. And then there is a classic, which would be the hydrating B5 mask from SkinCeuticals, another competitor of my brand. So I'm proving myself the way it should be, that I'm also including when my competitors are doing good things. This, I believe, it's a fantastic gel, a pure gel translucid mask with a very nice cooling sensation. And the formula, like mostly SkinCeuticals, it's charged with the right amount of ingredients respectful for the skin, so also an interesting formulation. So I think in these 4, 5, 6 products, I don't know how many I mentioned, you have an interesting choice to have a love story with your natural moisturizing factor, because in the end of the day, none of these products are for free, but your natural moisturizing factor, if you are healthy, if you have a proper lifestyle and a good diet and you sleep enough, most likely you will have somewhat solid natural moisturizing factor. Yes, you read correctly. Free product for you, the first person who sends an email to the address in the description box, which is also behind me, which is the H Traveler direct email, will receive 1 Source Booster and 1 Smart Cream directly to your place. Just send me your private address to the email. You can greet me saying something about how much you love the H Traveler, and you will receive those products. So it's time to wrap up. I hope natural moisturizing factor, now it's something natural to you, because just pay attention how the expression begins. Natural moisturizing factor, it's natural. So skin-like, skin identical should be the new natural. And I haven't forgot my quest and my challenge about Mai Tais. So we always reveal an anecdote about the previous tie. You will have to rewind and go to the previous video in the series The Perfect Formula, where I'm wearing a Gucci tie, and the anecdote is that I bought that tie a few years ago because I was invited to be the best man at the wedding of my best friends. So cheers, Irene and Nico, and congratulations for the beautiful marriage you have. And this means that whenever I'm invited, I buy Gucci, and today I'm wearing Prada, because not only the devils, the angels also wear Prada. Say no to boring skincare. Ciao.